Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about the Leopard 2A8, the tank Europe is buying while modern battlefields are being reshaped by drones, mines, anti-tank missiles, artillery, and constant surveillance. The Leopard 2A8 is not a completely new tank. It is the newest major evolution of the Leopard 2 family, built to keep a proven platform useful in a much harsher battlefield. Its purpose is simple: stronger protection, better electronics, improved survivability, and enough firepower to remain dangerous against modern armored threats. The tank keeps a four-man crew: commander, gunner, loader, and driver. Its main weapon is the 120mm L55A1 smoothbore gun. This allows the Leopard 2A8 to use modern high-pressure NATO ammunition with strong accuracy and penetration potential. The tank carries 42 rounds of 120mm ammunition. Against enemy armor, its key rounds are AP, FS, DS kinetic energy rounds. These are long rod penetrators designed to defeat armor through speed and concentrated impact, not explosive force. Ammunition such as DM53A1 and DM63 is built for this role. But the Leopard 2A8 is not only built to fight tanks, it can also use programmable high-explosive ammunition such as DM11. This is useful against infantry in buildings, anti-tank teams behind cover, light vehicles, trench positions, and drone operator locations. DM11 can explode on impact, detonate after a delay, or airburst near the target. The fire control system is built for day and night combat. The gunner uses the EMES-15 sight, while the commander has an independent panoramic sight. Modern thermal imaging helps the crew detect and engage targets in darkness, smoke, poor weather, and while moving. Mobility comes from a 1,500 horsepower MTU diesel engine and a Renk transmission. Public data gives the Leopard 2A8 a road speed of around 60 km per hour forward and 28 km per hour in reverse. That reverse speed matters. On a drone-watched battlefield, a tank may need to move out of cover, fire, reverse quickly, and relocate before artillery or FPV drones find it. Depending on configuration, the Leopard 2A8 weighs roughly 61.5 to 64.3 tons. That gives it protection and firepower, but also creates pressure on bridges, fuel supply, transport, spare parts, recovery vehicles, and maintenance crews. Heavy tanks need a serious logistics system behind them. Protection is the most important part of the Leopard 2A8 story. It has improved passive armor, mine protection, spall liners, smoke launchers, NBC protection, and the Trophy active protection system. Trophy is designed to detect incoming threats and intercept them before they hit the tank. This can improve survival against anti-tank guided missiles and RPG-type weapons, but it does not make the tank invincible. No tank today is fully drone-proof. FPV drones, top attack weapons, mines, artillery, and saturation attacks are still dangerous. Active protection is a major advantage, but it is one layer, not a magic shield. That is one of the biggest lessons from Ukraine. Tanks are still useful, but unsupported tanks are extremely vulnerable. A Leopard 2A8 needs infantry, engineers, reconnaissance drones, electronic warfare, air defense, artillery support, camouflage, and disciplined tactics. Armor alone is no longer enough. The Leopard 2A8 also has improved electronics and a stronger digital backbone. Modern armored warfare is not about one tank fighting alone. The tank has to share information with command units, infantry, drones, artillery, and other armored vehicles. It also has a 20-kilowatt auxiliary power unit, allowing the crew to run electronics and thermal sights without constantly using the main engine. So what does the Leopard 2A8 represent? It is not the return of old-style tank warfare. It is Europe trying to adapt the main battle tank to a battlefield where everything is watched, targeted, and attacked faster than before. Tanks are not dead. Careless tank tactics are dead. The Leopard 2A8 is Europe's attempt to keep heavy armor relevant in the drone age. What are your thoughts? Is the Leopard 2A8 the right upgrade for Europe? Or is the future moving away from heavy tanks faster than armies want to admit? Let me know in the comments. I personally like replying to your comments.